Hey folks, back here to try to finish this up this evening, at least this scenario up here this evening, or maybe this part of the scenario. Um, did some things wrong in the previous session. I should not have been able to move more than basically more than 6 spots on the overland map. When you take fatigue to increase your movement, um, you cannot move more than double what your normal move for that day would be. That day was sunny, so it would have been a move of 3, and at max I would have being able to move a 6. I think I moved 2 more than I was supposed to be capable of moving, which is what put me down here and was able to start that encounter. Um, so now there were some other things that I think that I had little hiccups on, but getting back into it, I try to finish this up this evening because I need to reclaim the table space for Friday night. I believe that I had finished today. It was the start of the next day. It was still sunny. So I can move and then potentially interact with stuff. I have 2 over fatigue that I probably need to get rid of at some point. I think what I'm going to have to do, I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this, beat this campaign, but just going to have to try to keep up. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. That's going to be a... actually, no, I don't want to do that either because I'm at 4. For day 4, 3 experience. So that would give me... that's going to give me 3 level 1s. Again. I might have to go 1, 2, 3 over to the peaceful encounter, Plateau of the Traveler. Let's see what that gives me. Extra credit. An Argonian frantically approaches you, requesting assistance. She is the guardian of a nearby hatchery that is in dire need of protection for a few days, while she attends to urgent family matters in Hellstrom. She assures you that the role of a temporary den mother will be lucrative, as you are doing a favor her tribe will not soon forget. So I've got a couple different options here. One is I would have to advance the day dial by 2, which is going to trigger them moving, which is bad. Another one is I can just refuse and not do anything, which I think is what I'm probably going to have to do. The other one is it would be in an encounter. Cat. It would be an encounter or a... actually, no. Each adventure, it's not an encounter. Well, I mean, it is an encounter, but it's not like a clash or anything. Each adventure would gain 3 bonus HP. Oh, this is the one. Enjoy a hearty omelet. So I could basically take the eggs and kill the babies inside, essentially, or fry them up. I guess they're technically not babies yet. Fry them up and eat them. But this would stay out, and all enemy combat dice rolled by Argonian enemies would deal +1 damage, including misses. So even misses, so there would be no misses. I would always be taking at least 1 damage from Argonian enemies. I would also lose 3 tenacity if able to. I only have 1. And it would also give me 2 experience. I think I'm just going to refuse. I just don't have time for such things, which is what it says here. So that'll give me 1 experience. That puts me up to 4 experience. And then gives me a 1 experience to deal with. And I will put this card over here. It's going to go rainy, which means their movement is going to be reduced down to 3, which is good. But I do have the reward phase. Let me get back to that. The reward phase of an encounter. That's the end of the day. Reward phase. I gained the experience already. I can gain advancements. I basically could get another combat die. Or another stealth die. Or a hit point. Or I could save it. I really need the damage. I need the extra damage. I'm gonna I will spend it to get another combat die to go in. I spent it to get another combat die. It cost me 1 because this is where my combat die is at. And then we are at the end of day phase. Province effect. So they're going to move, I believe it's 3. Let me double check that though. Yeah, 3 hexes towards their destination. So they'll probably go 1, 2, 3. They have to get up to Stormhold up there. Adventurer's Rest, so I can get rid of 2 dice. I'm going to get rid of these 2 over fatigue. So I got rid of the 2 over fatigue that were down here in my cooldown track. And heal 2. I'm already at my max health of 5. The day progresses to day 5 and rinse repeat. So I can move 2 now, or well, the day is now it's rainy. That's what that peaceful encounter said. So I can only move 2, or I can spend a light fatigue to move an additional 1 or 2. I think I'm going to have to do that just to try to keep up. I could go to an unstable encounter, but I don't really have experience to do that I need to spend. So I'm going to have to do the peaceful 1, 2, and then we'll go 3. I'll have to take a light fatigue. Put that in my cooldown track, light fatigue. And then we're at another peaceful encounter. This one says swamped. In the deepest bogs of Black Marsh, it's easy to get stranded, following some imagined trail that quickly peters out into nothing. This particular swamp is especially fetid, and before you know it, your wrong turns have led you into a highly volatile fen, its poisonous waters lapping at your armpits. There seems to be a solid patch of earth up ahead where a weary wanderer could get their bearings, but getting there will require some endurance. There's only one option here. This marsh is so black. Place the entrance tile face up in roughly the center of the clash mat. All right, so we're doing a clash. So we're going to slide that out of the way. And roughly the center of the clash mat. All right, so we'll get the clash mat out here. Okay. Place it in roughly the center. That's roughly the center. Each adventurer must take a skill die of a different color to represent themselves, in any order. Each adventurer places their die somewhere on the outer edge of the clash mat and makes one attempt to flick the die, so that it comes to rest on the entrance tile. Any dice that are knocked off the entrance tile by other dice remain where they lay. Adventurers with the acrobatics skill line, that's stealth that I have, not acrobatics, right? I think it's stealth. Shadow is what I have. Acrobatics skill line make an additional attempt on their flick, resetting to the outer edge of the clash mat. After all attempts have been completed, each adventurer without a die on the entrance tile must gain a Bane status die and skip the adventurer's rest step. This encounter is successful regardless of the outcome. And then it's going to go to flooded. But let's see if I can turn this a little bit like this. Skill die. I'm not going to use this. Well, I'll just use a black because it's only me. So I've got to flick this up on top of this and have it stay there. Got it. So I'm there. I get 1 experience for that. Experience is up to 5 now. That's 1 experience on my mat there. I'll pull this out of the way, back to the box. Slide this back over here. Get that to focus a little bit. There we go. So reward phase, I could spend that to get another shadow die. Which, what are my options with these shadow dice again? It's been a couple days. It's almost been a week probably since I played this. Stealth die, which basically makes it so I can't be hit. It allows me to do more defense. I think I might just hold on to it for right now, that XP, and we'll just go from there. All right, rainy, so they're going to move 3, or no, actually it's going to go to flooded because of the peaceful encounter icon. So they only move 2 now, right? I think it was 2. And I still move 2, but it can cause problems. Oh no, 1. They only move 1 if it's flooded. So they'd probably move up, like, let's say 1 to there. Or 1 up to there. We'll make them go up there. And then I move 2, or I will. Adventurer's Rest, I will just refresh these 2 dice so that light fatigue goes away. This comes back up here. I would heal, but I don't need to. And now we're back to the next day, which is day 6. This is going to be back on round 1 once we get event. I can move 2. I can go 1, 2. Do I have to catch them? Is that what it was? This was the Psychic order, yeah. 22. I forget where I was at. Was it 22? B29, which was page 27. B29, there we go. Initiate a clash, yep. Recommended by day 9. Okay. Maybe I will be okay at this. I was afraid I wasn't going to catch these guys, but maybe I will. All right, I can. So I moved 2. I can move 1 more by taking a light fatigue, which I will do. And I'm on top of them. So we go to a clash. And the clash looks like... Clash looks like that. Ongoing, let's see here. All right, I've got 2 of the 2 common items, 1 there and 1 there. And the first enemy deployed must be it's a skull. I'm assuming that's a humanoid, but I'll find that type. And then all skull enemies gain the skill Recover, which Recover at the start of the unit's turn, it heals for the number of players in hit points, so it would be just 1 hit point each turn that it's healing. And then it says ongoing step effects. The number of hexes the band of mercenaries moves is outlined in the overland mechanics section. Oh, this was just explaining how that goes, if they had gotten to Stormhold before I caught up with them. Okay, so we're doing a clash. And you go to the clash setup here. So I've only done this a handful of times. Game phases. NPC overland movements. Battle rules. Alright, here we go. Clash, 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 clash. 71. Clash enemy pool is the number of experience times the number of people in the party. So that's 5. So that's 5 times 1, which is 1. Or 5 times the number of people in the party, which is just me. So that's 1. That's a level 5 enemy. So I've got a pool. I've got to go to the 1 to 5 enemy bag here. Pull out an enemy. And the first one, I'm only pulling 1, but it has to be the skull enemy type. So I'm going to switch back over to the player mat here so you can see this a little easier. That's a skull enemy type. It's a good thing I didn't eat those eggs. This is an Argonian Marauder. So you can see the skull there to the left, right there. Level 5, it has Divert and Enfeeble 2, 5 health, 2 range, rolls 3 attack dice, has 1 defense. He's going to go out onto the board here, and he goes into... He's right here, and he has 5 health, so we'll give him 5 hit points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have to place myself. You know what? I might as well just start off right here. And alright, so that was Divert. Divert means the unit cannot lose its last hit point unless it's already at 1 hit point prior to taking damage. So I'm going to have to attack it twice, basically, to kill it. And then Enfeeble 2, after this unit's engaged, its target gains a number of light fatigue. So its range is 2. So one of the things I did screw up in the previous clash is one of those people had the steel. And in order to, even though they'll move closer to me, in order to actually target me, I still have to be within their range. So if I was not in their range, they couldn't steal from me, even though they technically were sort of focusing on me to move towards me. They can only target me if I'm within their range. So I kind of messed that up. I shouldn't have rolled for some of those steals. But whatever. But his range is 2. All right, so it goes back to me. So I have one. For one, I have a. That's only if I gain. I get these. I can only use my. I probably should have picked a different class here, not class. Skill, or no? What is this a class? I guess it's a class. Burglar, yeah. I probably should have picked a different class. The only thing I can spend this one tenacity for is to when I'm looting those chips there. So I'm just gonna attack. I've got 3, so I can. I can attack once. I can roll 3 dice. So I'll roll my 2 sword and board dice and my my green shadow dice. Got 1 tenacity, that puts me up to 2. I got 2 tenacity, that puts me up to 3. And then 1 damage, but it's a shield, so it blocks it. But it goes into my active row, so I can block it incoming damage. And then these 2 dice go into my cooldown row there. Now I have 2 and 3. That's after defeating an enemy. All right, oh wait, there's another one. Each other adventurer gains burglar's innate skill. Add 1 attempt. After succeeding, gain a tenacity. Okay. That's not going to help me, but I can probably move for 3. 3. I can do that. I can go 1, 2, 3. Oh, I should have probably gotten rid of, because at the start of my turn, I refresh, so that light fatigue should have gone away. I think I am done at this point, and it's going to go to him. I'm within his range of 2, so he's going to attack me with 3 combat dice. I need another black combat dice here. All right. 3 damage. I can block 1 with my sword and board. Then I have to take 2. It's not good. Not looking good. And then he is done. I also get enfeebled 2, so I take 2 light fatigue for him targeting me. So now my cooldown track looks like this. And it's back to me. I'm going to try to lockpick this, I think. So first I recover, so I get these 2 dice. These slide down. That goes there. That goes there. I will move 1 here on top of this chip, and it is a 631. But I have my burglar stuff here. Attempt to add to your lockpick. Add 1 attempt to the lockpick check. So I have actually 4, but I have to get 631. Do I have anything in my... that would have helped me? Oh, I could have done the maiming poison. I might have to do that next time. Alright. Attempt number 1 at this lockpick. 5, 5, 5. That's not going to work. Let's try again. 5, 3. So there's the 3. So I've got 2 more attempts left. Need a 6 and a 1. There's the 1. Need a 6. Nope, just another 4. So I failed. So that goes away. That chip goes away. So that was 1 movement. 2, 3. I will then attack him. For 3 dice. It's going to be 2 combats plus my other sword and board. Ooh, 5 damage. So 1 is blocked. And then he takes 4. And then these 2, the sword and board goes up top. Now I do have my my ebon sword, and it says I can place 1 combat die that dealt damage up here as well to block damage. So that's that. And then this other one will just go to my cooldown row. And that's that. Now, at the start of his turn, he heals for 1. So he's up to 2 hit points now. Divert. Alright, so I'm going to have to attack it twice and basically do... I'm going to have to get all my dice back and attack it twice. But at his turn, he attacks me. He doesn't have to move. I'm already in range. He rolls his 3 dice. He rolls his 3 dice. 2 blanks and a 1. I will block that damage with my sword and board. And so I don't take anything. And then he is done. Or he enfeebles me. He targeted me. So I get 2 more light fatigue. Now it's back to my turn. Start of my turn, I refresh. So I get 1 light fatigue gone. The rest of that goes down. I get this die back. He's going to be able to get to me regardless of where I move. Do those stealth die? Those shadow die. Do they help me? Shadow cloak. Oh, I can ignore the defense. Okay. I see. That's what I kind of need. Alright, so I'll go 1, 2. We'll try to... Oops, sorry. I was here. 1, 2. Oh, this is... so that was round 1, round 2. We're on round 3. We're now on round 3. I'm going to attempt to lockpick there again. This one is 116. There's a 1. That was not a roll. There's another 1, and now I need a 6. I have 2 chances. That's a 1. Nope, didn't hit it. So that goes away. I have 1 more move. That chip goes away too. I can move here. Yeah, there's nowhere I can move where he's not going to be able to hit me, at least yet. But I can move over here one more. I can always roll my stealth die anyways. I think I'll do that. I think that's the good side. Yep. That goes up into my active row. And I can exhaust it to ignore X defense on the target. And I think I'll just end my turn there. And then it is back to him. He will move, he will move 1, 2. He will target me, attack me with 3 dice. One damage. I'll block it with this 2 here. And then, but he does enfeeble me again, so he hits me with 2 more light fatigue. And now it's back to me. We're on round 4. Oh, he would have healed 1 at the start of his turn, so he's up to 3 now. All right, back to me. I can rest and get rid of 1 light fatigue, get 1 of those combat dice back. I mean, I'd have to roll extremely well in order to... But then he's going to be up to 4 life. Then I have to roll even more extremely well. Yeah, I chose the wrong class because I can't use any of this stuff in combat, which is really hurting me. Which is really hurting me. I don't have anything that will like allow me to re-roll. It's all down. Well, let's just go for it. Yeah, I'd have to roll really well. I'd have to roll well once. When do I activate the shadow die? Is that after I roll? When engaging an enemy, you may exhaust this die to ignore the defense. So I think I could do that after I roll to see what I roll. I'd have to roll a 2. I'd have to roll 2 2s. Or I could wait 1 round. See, I could go 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. He could still get to me. Well, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he can still hit me no matter where I go. All I would be doing is saving. It's my best bet. I'm gonna have to do it. I'll just move up 1, 2. Not really do anything. His turn. He heals 1. He attacks me for 3. I'm going to use my potion that allows me to change any of those dice to whatever I want. Maiming potion. Expend after an enemy rolls combat dice against you. Change all of them to the sides of your choice. I will change them, obviously, to all blanks, so I don't take any damage. But he still gives me 2 light fatigue. That goes in my row. Oh, you guys didn't see that. I just moved up. He rolled a 2 and a 1. I just changed them all. I used my potion to change them all to blanks. Now it's back to me, and we're just going to have to double attack. So first thing I do is refresh. This has 1, 2 on it. And this has 1, 2 on it. I basically have to really get lucky. So I'm on round 5. So first attack. Yeah, because of that frickin' recover and divert, I'm gonna have to attack him twice basically to kill him. Seems very unbalanced for a single player. If I had another player with me, that would certainly help. But he would recover too. But I would have to. It seems like it'd be better. Like true solo seems to be hindered in this game quite a bit. So next time I start, I will probably play with 2 characters. Anyways, let's just get going. We'll attack with these 2 dice. That's just a 1 and a 1. It's not gonna. Even if I use this to exhaust and ignore his shield, that still only takes 2 damage from him. And then these go up here. That was a 1. Second attack, I have to take a light fatigue. I can roll this die. Again, he still has his shield for this attack, so even if I roll a 2, he's just down to 1. I just rolled a 1, which does nothing, but I have that ebon sword, so it could go into my active slot. And then I'm done. I'm not going to move. I can't move because I attacked twice. He goes, recover, started his turn. He heals 1. So he's back up to 3. He attacks me. 3 attack dice. He does 4 damage. I can block 3 of it with this. But I still take 1 damage. And then he enfeebles me and puts... Now my row is completely filled. And I think if I have to add anything else, that'll be it. But either way, back to this. We're at round... Yeah, so this is round 6. I have to take an over fatigue. So let's see what happens if I can't take an over fatigue because my... I think I might just be knocked out. Let's see here. Let's look up the cooldown track. Cooldown track and stat 23. Yeah, 23. Recovering dice, fatigue. 13. If the track is full and a die must be placed in it, that die must either be drained if a skill die or returned to the supply if a fatigue or status die. Drain dice are explained on page 60. Then replace the rightmost non-over fatigue die in the track with an over fatigue die. So that would be 2. So these, I'm dead. I'm dead here. So what happens is these 2, or no, so I have to take 1 over fatigue. So this gets drained. I get an over fatigue in here, and then I take damage equal to the amount of over fatigue I have here, which is just 1. That's true damage. I can't ignore it, so I take 1 damage. Now it's back to the start of my turn. I can refresh. That just gives me that. But I have nothing, like my cooldown is way too clogged up here to do anything. I'm not going to be able to kill him. Because I can't free up enough of my dice. So I'm gonna call it here that I lose this scenario, which is probably gonna end the campaign for me, but let me look. It says when completed, but it doesn't say whether I was successful or not. I'm assuming completed means you have to be successful. Yes. I have to be successful, which I was not. And this was a quest specific encounter, which means I failed the campaign. So things I would have done differently here. One, I'm going to choose, when I play again, I'm going to play 2 characters for sure. I'm going to not play the burglar because that class was useless for me basically as a solo player. When I was, so let me pull the other map back over here. When I was starting out, get this to focus a little bit. There we go. When I was starting out, I kind of ran all the way down here. I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have just leveled up, got some more loot, and waited for them to come back up. But I didn't know that at the time. It said to try to get down here by, like, it said round 6, but I mean, they were down here by round 3, I think. So, either way, I learned a lot for sure. I definitely have a better idea of how to come at this. True solo seems quite difficult. Yes, quite difficult. Maybe if I chose a different class, even if I had a different class though and could have used tenacity, I don't think it really would have helped me that enough to help me defeat that Argonian Marauder. The divert plus the recover is pretty ridiculous. This unit cannot lose its last hit point unless it is already at 1 hit point prior to taking damage. So you have to attack it twice attack it twice in the same turn, which a true solo player is probably not going to be able to do that often. But if you have 2 separate characters, they could probably do that. So I think I got unlucky with that draw. Let's see if I would have drawn something else. So here's the Nord Marauder. He has 7 hit points. He only rolls 2 combat dice. He has 1 shield. He has 1 range. He has native and rush. So he would have had recover. So he would have recovered 1 hit point at the start of his turn. Native, I would have to look at the province, and rush. If the unit cannot target an opposing unit after its movement, it moves a second time instead. So it can move up to 4. And then the native for the Black Marsh. If it targets somebody, the target must exhaust a number of dice from its active slots as determined by the current weather. It was flooding, so I would have had to have exhausted 3 active dice if I had any in the active slots. But I would probably wouldn't have been able to. I probably would have been able to kill him. I would imagine. I would have been able to kill him before, so I could do a decent amount of damage. And he's only recovering 1, and I don't have to worry about getting him down just to 1 and then attacking again. Probably could have killed him. Anyway, that was the ending of this campaign, at least, for my Argonian. What was I? Argonian Burglar. Yeah, definitely don't. Burglar is not a true solo class to play. I did like the one-hand and shield because it helps mitigate damage a bit, but I might take a ranged person. I'm definitely not going to do the jailbreak scenario again. I'll just create characters from scratch, and then we'll go. We'll do Black Marsh again. We'll do a different guild, and I'll go from there. Anyways, thanks for watching.